right at the camera when you say it.
Starting soon.
I hit the wrong button. Oops. Damn, we're really that dark?
We had a little bit of gain hum that I was trying to get rid of. Sorry about that, y'all. Welcome back to another Album Book Club podcast. Oh, throwback. Welcome back to another Album Book Club album review episode. This week we're covering The Silver Scream by Ice Nine Kills.
We're not that dark. We're good.
Shoot, I forgot what year this album came out. I had it, and I forgot to write it down. This album came out in 2018. Oh my gosh, it's been 6 years since this album came out. Redonkulous. All right, you guys ready to just go into our top three? Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm ready.
I believe so. Here's the other guys.
Yay, we're here.
Oh, my
No,
God.
we're gone.
The other guys, the average Joes.
hmm
Alrighty, my top three are A Grave Mistake, Thank God It's Friday, and Rocking the Boat.
My top three are Rocking the Boat, American Nightmare, and It Is the End.
My top three are A Grave Mistake, Stabbing in the Dark, and Savages.
My top three are Stabbing in the Dark, American Nightmare, and Enjoy Your... No, a Great Mistake. That's the one. Oops.
Alrighty, and then we'll go to our bottom song. I have The World in My Hands.
I had Freak Flag.
Merry Xmas.
I had Savages.
Hating
Wow.
on Merry Xmas. Damn.
Damn. Alrighty. Let's move right on into our first track, American Nightmare. I gave this an 8.5.
I gave this song a 9 out of 10.
I give this one an 8.
I give this one a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a great song, I think. It's very fun. I think the intro, being like the TV or like the radio host, the kind of like PSA announcement, is very fun. And then the static. Plus you have the use of the nursery, in like, or the nursery rhyme, sorry, in the middle. It's just very fun. And this is also based on A Nightmare on Elm Street. Obviously, every song on this album has some sort of horror movie tied to it. And I know we know, but you two don't. So I'm going to make you guys guess for the rest of them.
No, I know.
Oh, you did?
Most
Oh,
of
did you
them,
look
at
it
least.
up?
The most
Say,
of
I
them,
have-
at least. I figured out a lot of them.
I'm the only one who has to guess because I'm an
You
ignoramus when it comes to
bastard.
horror movies.
There were two I didn't know, and I wrote them all down. So, and I knew one of them. I'd just forgotten it, and the other one I had no idea.
I had to look one up. And I don't remember why I had to look it up because I knew it. Oh, it was The World in My Hands. I couldn't think of the name.
That was the one I forgot.
I couldn't
and
think of the
then
name of the movie.
Freak Flag's the one I had no idea.
I guess that's fair. There's a couple I don't know, but I guessed over half of them.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about this song, I really liked the mixed meter sections, and there was a really fat breakdown. My only complaint, and it will probably be a complaint for the rest of the album, is sometimes the screams and screeches are a little unintelligible. And as much as I liked it, they're there. They just sometimes they belong lyrically, and in something that's so thematic like this, it kind of took away from whatever that image they're trying to draw was.
Yeah, I can definitely see that with some of the screamier bits. For me, in this song, that's the part where I'm kind of less interested. But the chorus in this one, for me, it slams every single time. I kept coming back to this song after Logan showed me this album a while ago. After he showed me this, I just kept coming back to this one and Stabbing in the Dark over and over again. Really good choruses on those two.
Yeah.
Sorry, Witchy's asking me questions. Yeah, this is also the first song from this band I heard a couple months ago from Logan. Jesus. My phone is bugging out right now. Hold on. Yeah, no, I think this is a great first track, and it's probably because it's the first song that I heard from the band, but I think it does a really good job to start it off. There's not much I don't like about this song. I think this has been in my like podcast or not podcast, playlist rotation since I heard it.
All right. Anybody else? All right, we'll move right on into track number 2. Thank God It's Friday. I gave this a 9 out of 10.
Gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Gave it a 7.
Gave it an 8.
What can I say? The Pamela Voorhees little like voice spots are just great.
You didn't let him guess. He knows now.
This one's
I
kind
was
of
gonna say,
really
this one literally.
obvious.
I'm not even gonna ask on this one because it says it in the thing. It's just great. The intro is very fun. It's like that campfire feel. And it's just fun. The outro is very fun because it's got the fake outro and then the jump scare, much like the movie.
You said a lot of things that I had written down, but also this happens in this song and it happens a bunch more times. The strings, they brought in strings for the background. I love them every time they're here on this album.
So I specifically complained about the strings,
Oh no, I thought they were
So-
cool too.
saying that they were cheesy but probably appropriate. So
I was gonna
I didn't like them, but I think they fit in the album. And
Yeah.
that was so.
I thought this song was really fun, especially with that part in the beginning. And, I can see what you're saying about the strings being a little cheesy, but I think that's part of the joy. It's a fun thematic album to really get into. I liked a lot of the motifs from the movie that they put into here. I thought it made it, really interesting all the way throughout.
The
Yep.
strings are cheesy, but so are all of the movies that they're referencing. So
Right. I mean, like I said, I get it. I just thought it was a little bit over the top. It had a couple certain points.
I think the strings are supposed to be because of the original score to Friday
Yeah.
the 13th is all like very string heavy, especially during the jump scare, which is where you get it the worst. Is like
And
all those like squeals.
there are a lot of hints to all the scores in all of the tracks. I was
yeah.
actually really impressed with that. The thing I complained about on this one is the bass drum 16th notes, just kind of the dugga dugga all the time. It's just too much. Some bands overdo it, and this was one that I was like, all right, I'm tired of hearing that. But the lyrics were much more clear this time, so I was happy about that on this one.
I will say this album has been my gym album for like 2 years because it just makes you want to lift. So I get the drive is a little too much.
It's not even that. I just don't like the wall of bass drum.
Mm-hmm.
It can dominate a mix if it's too much.
True. Anybody else? All right. Move on to track number 3, Stabbing in the Dark. Gave it a 7.5.
gave it an 8 out of 10.
I give this one an 8.5.
I give this one a 9.
Let them guess this one because we have a debate about this song all the time.
Oh, he knows.
This is Halloween.
Yeah. No, the title sounds like it should be for Scream, but the rest of the song is Halloween. I just wish the title was something different. Like, I know that it's the chorus. I literally just wish that
You're
it was
just
something
a Scream
different.
fanboy.
I like Scream. I think Halloween's more important.
They have a Scream song.
They do have a
It's
Scream
on
song.
the deluxe of this album,
Correct. It is not on vinyl.
not on one that we have.
Nope.
Just sounds like one you have to get.
Yeah.
Not one that I can afford.
I'll go first because I really like this song. This chorus in particular is what I got attached to here. I don't know what it scratches in my brain, but it hits all the right notes, and it gets stuck in my brain every time. I keep wanting to come back to it. I just think it's fun. It's a great song. I love the motifs that they the Michael Myers bit that they put in there. I think it's really neat. I think it comes at a good time too.
I absolutely hated that. That was one of my notes. And it's not that I don't understand why it's there. I just really hated the synth playing minor seconds over and over again in my ear. It was so abrasive. There was a really cool change of energy in the chorus. I think you said that. I mean, it was a really cool overall feel. And the energy was up here. And then I did like the sound samples they took. They picked really good ones for this one.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a part during the breakdown that's like the psycho music. Is that correct, or is that
That's
am
what
I
we're-
missing something from?
That's what we're talking about. We're
okay.
talking about the, it's like,
Yeah.
it's that kind of thing. But
So, I believe Halloween also used
Okay,
it.
that's what I was asking.
I can't remember if it's when he kills his sister. in the beginning or not, but it's like one of those style of scenes. It was supposed to be like a nod to Psycho.
Mm-hmm. I figured it was something, but
Yeah.
just making sure.
I think the big highlight of this song is the chorus. It's just there's something about it that just like tingles my brain the right way. And that's a good thing. Also, I think all of the like little Halloween like samples or vocal lines. I don't know if they sampled it from the movie, or if they had someone re-record it that sounded kind of close.
I
Because
think it's re-recording it.
I was gonna say, because sometimes it's spot on,
Mm-hmm.
and then other times it's terrible.
Owning the rights to that would be an absolute like.
Yeah.
It'd just
Yeah.
it'd literally be a nightmare. Like. It would
And
be
plus,
horrible.
like the Pamela Voorhees one, that she's definitely saying stuff that's not in the movie. And I mean, AI is good, but it wasn't in 2018.
You'd be surprised how cheap voice actors can be. Even.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
some old lady wouldn't make $20.
Yes, even this is probably before Fiverr, but there's a lot of places you can go online to get.
Fiverr was around in 2018.
Okay, so that's probably what I was done, if I had to guess.
You that are like a hyperlink on Twitter.
Who wants to be on a metal album? No questions asked. Old ladies only.
Ladies only is wild.
Posted by Big Dale.
Logan is hunting for them gilfs out there.
Are we playing this game?
All right, you guys ready to move on to track number 4?
Yeah.
All right. Track number 4 is Savages, and I give it a 7 out of 10.
I also gave it a 7 out of 10.
I gave this an 8.01.
I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
This is like the equivalent of the Metallica Black Album or like Hail to the King. It's just like it's made for radio. And I respect it because it's hard to make it as a metal musician. It's hard to make it on the radio with metal music. So you have to throw them a bone every once in a while and tone it back.
I do have an interesting story about that. The music video for this song is completely about them not getting radio play, so they go to the radio station, kill everybody, and play this song live on the radio.
Exactly.
They knew.
What is that
Yeah.
movie? What's the movie that's like that? The guys with guns come in the radio station.
Airheads.
Airheads. Yeah, I knew Logan would know. That's a good one.
That's not the movie this one's based on, Carson, by the way.
I don't know the one this one's based on.
Oh, really? I'll give you like 3 guesses.
Ugh.
If you would just refer yourself to the wall of choices.
Hmm.
I'm the choices, apparently.
I believe Reanimator is on the different album.
I believe so.
If you want
yeah.
me to narrow down your choices a little bit.
It's one of the massacres. Is it Slumber Party Massacre?
You chose the wrong massacre.
Yeah,
This
Texas
is
Chainsaw
Texas
Massacre.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie, so it makes
It's
sense.
sitting right there.
So watch the original, not the remake.
Or watch the original, then the remake, and appreciate how grungy 2003 was.
That's gross. Speaking of the song, though, I did really like the bass drum 16ths in this one. That's a throwback to earlier. Is that I didn't like them, but I did like them in this one. It was the correct use. This had a ripping guitar solo.
For me, this one just sounded like a lot different from what I wanted from the album. I think it just kind of took me out a little bit.
No screams.
Yeah, I was really missing those screams, and it's like I really like. It's a give and take with this one because sometimes it's done really well, sometimes it's done really muddy, and like 50-50 on what the screams are really good or kind of mid, you know.
Yeah, I don't mind this song. I think it's pretty good, and especially I'm pretty sure this song came out like before the album. If I had heard this and knew there was an album coming, I'd be pretty hyped for the album. I think this would do a good job at that. And also, yeah, all the music videos play like a movie kinda. So if you watch all of them together, there's a pretty coherent story.
Honestly, if I
Except
watched
this,
them,
this one's a little out there in the story, but all the rest of them that they have.
what I was gonna say is honestly, if I saw the music video, it might have bumped it up to a 7 because it fits with the I thought it sounded radio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy that you guys said that because they're fully aware of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think everyone in the world is aware, but the only people that are gonna hate on it are the people that are sitting in their basement, like putting their fists up to the air, like Metallica sold out. Yeah, and they made so much more money than you'll ever see too. Congrats to them, man. I respect it. I get it. Get your bag.
Yeah, we're not in a basement. We're in a garage.
Metallica did sell out.
They did.
A lot of really terrible bands do.
Yep. And then they sell out a lot of really big stadiums.
We talk about it a lot. I'd rather play 250 chords to 5 people than play 5 chords to 250,000.
Damn straight. All right.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I'd rather do it for $250,000. I'll do either of those. I don't care.
I guess that's fair. Explaining my 8.01, I wanted to make sure this made the top. I had a feeling an 8 would. Because I knew this was going to be one of my top albums. So there's a couple 8s later. So it needed to be an 8.01 to statistically make it.
There you go. All right. You guys ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're on to track number 5. The Jig Is Up. I gave this an 8.5.
Give this one a 7.5.
I also gave this one a 7.5.
I gave this one an 8.
I think this movie was the one that went like the absolute hardest on the album with like the movie references.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like in from second one and did not let up till it was out. Also, whoever was doing the John Kramer voice here, whether it was a sample or they had Tobin Bell come back or someone who sounds just like him. Good
It's
job.
definitely someone who sounds just like him.
Really?
I mean, there's no. Well, maybe they got.
I was gonna say they really probably could have got him. He's going to
Yeah.
like conventions and stuff. He's got to be cheap. Like,
Could they get him now? Yes, 100%. Could they get him for the first one?
I think
don't
they
know.
were big enough sized to have shelled out the money for one
fair.
actor. Because you got to think at this time, Tobin Bell was off the saw for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he was definitely around.
Homie spoiled the movie before I could guess it. Now I know it's the Saw franchise.
Did you not know
You
it was Saw?
This
I
was
don't.
another. I was gonna say this was another gimme.
Yeah, Jig is in the title.
Gimme.
There's a couple of those on this album. We've
Gimmes?
yet to get, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the song? Well, I gave it a 7.5.
Yeah.
Okay. The intro was just brutal. And that's a plus or minus. I mean, it just like, I wasn't ready. I listened to this morning after I got up, and I was not ready 5 tracks in to be smacked in the face with that
We
intro.
were just talking about how the last track got softer and then it runs right back past what it was at.
Yeah, it is absolutely brutal. But I did really like the vocals in the chorus. I liked the breakdown and the build later on. I mean, I liked the rest of the track. I think if the intro didn't abuse me, I'd be less angry.
I liked the fact that the intro abused me. I liked getting back into it after being a little let down with the No Screams and Savages. And also, I'm a huge Saw fan. I've watched all of those movies. I enjoyed all the references that they made. It was really cool.
Yeah, all I had beyond that was that it does have one of the better choruses on this album. Like the ones that I remember the most. It's this, American Nightmare, and a handful of other ones that we haven't got to yet.
I mean, it's hard not to remember American Nightmare.
I was like, the first
Goddamn.
3 really,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready to move on?
hmm
All righty. That brings us to track number 6, A Grave Mistake. I gave this a 10.
I give this an 8 out of 10.
I give this a 9.
I give this an 8.5 out of 10.
I think I love this so much. I'm a massive fan of The Crow.
Oh, you spoiled it.
I
Cool.
told him
He
this.
told
I
me
told
in
him
the
this
car.
one in the car.
No, and me too. I think that's why it got such
I
a high
will-
score.
Mhm.
I will be honest. I did not know it before Logan said it.
Yeah.
To be
He
honest-
asked. Well, he asked me what it was
Mm-hmm.
based on, so I told him. I love The Crow. I hated the remake in every way.
I say so did everyone else who saw it.
I think that this one's just really catchy. It kind of keeps the screaming more toned back. This is definitely like probably what should be an end an end song. If this album wasn't meant to hype you up to just listen to the second album. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I couldn't find a thing I disliked about this song.
I do think that this is the last music video. It's not on all of the ones above, but this I think is the last one. it is a little bit out there. Not that I'm taking points off the song for it, but it loses me just a little bit here. But I don't know, what else did I even write? Oh yeah, this one is more of like a rock song than a metal song, and I don't. That's again not points away. I really like this song. I just think I like other ones on this album better. That's the only reason it got an 8 and not a 10.
I agree with you there. This does sound more like rock than metal. And I said earlier when they toned it back in Savages that it got points taken away. This song's like beautiful. They did it beautifully in this one. I just think it's done so much better here.
I think it's because you're at like the midpoint of the album.
Yeah, I think
So it's like you're kind of like
It's right before the midpoint, yeah.
you're getting to that point of burnout, and I think this came at like just the right time. It's like it's just all soft, nice, and beautiful, and you're like, a nice reset.
If only they had paced the second half of this album as good as the first half.
I think this album was paced well, but maybe that's because I was grooving with every track.
I'm not going to say it's bad, but there was one spot later on where I was like, hold up.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil, but I'll say it's bad.
I had some issues. Is that all we got?
think so.
Dang, did everybody talk about this song already?
I mean, I really didn't, but there's nothing I didn't like. So it had this pretty acoustic intro, had a killer song solo. Guitar solo. I caught all the movie references. And I mean, that's a movie that I really enjoy, the original Crow. So I think that's probably why it was my favorite track, was just because of the movie it was related to.
It is one of the few movies on this list that I have not seen.
I haven't either.
Unfortunately.
Ooh, we all gotta watch that. It's great. I mean, I wear rings from The Crow. I have worn them every day for the past like 3 years.
This is how you know he's edgy, guys.
No, I'm not even edgy. I think they're just cool as hell.
It's actually a really pretty movie too, and considering it was before anything like Arkham Knight or anything like that, any of the Batmans, it kind of was that dark thing, and that was the first time I remember really seeing that dark texture pulled off that well.
It's a really artsy fartsy picture done in like a really Hollywood way.
Yeah.
So it's like just kind of great for audiences. Alrighty, I guess we'll move right on to track number 7, Rocking the Boat. I give this a 9.5.
I gave this a 9.5.
I gave this one an 8.
Give this one an 8.5.
Come on. What song is it?
Oh, it's
what movie is it?
It's Jaws.
Yeah, exactly.
They jumped the shark. He knew.
Yeah, and come on. I mean, they throw it in there later in the song. It's great. They got the sirens going. Don't play this song with your car windows down. Did scare somebody one time.
I
That
got a
was
story
fun.
about that.
That was just you. Sorry, it wasn't the music.
Funny story about this song. The first time I listened to this album, I was getting on a plane. And this song, right when the Jaws part hit, was right when we were taking off. And it scared the shit out of me. I'm sitting there like, oh, we're dead. I have a soundtrack to my own death right now.
This is it, Connor. This is your demise. You know.
I was fully ready. Like, this is it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one too. I love the Jaws references. I love that movie. It's a classic. And I thought the music was great too. It jammed the whole time. The references were great. Great overall.
Yeah, I really liked the tempo change when they kind of switched to the Jaws thing. Kind of pulled me back in. I was a little tired of it at that point, and then I was like, okay, yeah, they did good. The but-uhs might have been a little obvious, but they belonged. They really did.
I do think this is top 3 songs from this band, only because of recently. I think it's been moved from number 2.
It's been moved from number 2. For you or for...
For me.
I said, I don't know if this is in my top... It's in my top 5. But top 3 is hard.
It was number 1, then it was number 2, and now it's number 3.
It's fair. My top 1 just came out, and that's sad. Actually, I don't know if that's bad or if that's good.
That's my 2.
That their newest song is now instantly my favorite. It was just that good.
Which one of us is Vince Vaughn? We didn't talk about this. Whose characters are who from Dodgeball?
Huh? Oh, yeah. That's... Well, Carl, I feel like you're Steve the Pirate.
Arg, matey.
Who am I?
Who are you?
I'm Carson.
I'm not so sure actually.
None of them have like a beard, really. That's the thing. I guess you kind of look like Justin Long.
Okay.
He's to ask me about my wiener guy.
What about you two? Who are you?
I don't know, man.
Is it
I haven't
Ben
seen
Stiller?
this movie
Is he
either.
Laser?
Is it Ben Stiller in this movie?
That is one of their
I was
teams.
gonna say, I'm blanking on like most of their team.
There's White Goodman. His bodyguard, I can't remember his name. And then Franz Telenoskovic, Davidovinsky.
Mm-hmm.
You're that one.
Laser.
Laser.
Blazer.
Are you Laser and
I
Blazer
think
over
that-
there?
Yeah, I think that locked it in.
And then I think another one. Oh, my bad. His bodyguard is Michel. There you go.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. I remember our team.
Pompous dicks.
Fuck you.
So I was trying to decide which character I am. I was taking one of those online things, but it didn't work.
Hey, Carson.
Hmm.
Suck it forever. All right, you guys are ready to move on to track 8?
Mm-hmm.
Arg.
All right. Enjoy your sleigh. I give this a 7 out of 10.
Gave this a 7.5 out of 10.
7, baby.
7.
I'll get this out of the way. I give this like a thumbs up plus. I didn't have much to say about this song.
I thought it was neat. I thought the reference was cool. This is The Shining, right?
Yep. Oh,
Cool.
Shit.
Yeah, the vocals seemed buried in this one, like really buried. I had trouble hearing them at points, which maybe on purpose, but I did like the breakdown a lot. That's all I had.
Yeah, I didn't have much. It was mostly this one's good, but it didn't really do anything that they haven't already done before on this album. So I like the references.
I will say it feels very odd. Some of the choices of movies they've had coming up to this are like a lot of the old slashers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just have randomly in there like Saw and The Crow, and then like Jaws and The Shining, which are very just opposite of all the slashers, and then kind of don't fit as far as like the theming goes. But the songs themselves are so good.
I feel like the theming is almost more. I feel like a lot of these movies are almost around the same era, right? Or no, it's pretty spread out on like
Yeah,
The
it's-
Crow.
Yeah, I
and
was just
that.
say The Crow was what 90s,
Or late 80s, one of the two. Early
Yeah.
90s or late 80s.
and then Elm Street, Friday the 13th, or like, well, Friday the 13th was 80, Elm Street was 84, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was 74.
Jesus Christ.
Halloween
Neat.
was 77. So it's just spread out.
I mean, there's one at the end that if you could argue it's not the miniseries, and that's the year
That's-
this came out. So
Yeah.
it's probably the miniseries, though. If we're being real, is it not?
It's probably not the miniseries. Let's be honest.
You think that they wrote? I guess if it's the last song they wrote,
When you hear how simple that song is compared to the other ones, because the other songs, I think, take things you think they're going to do and then they don't do it. So there's certain scales you think they're going to play into because you're like, oh, it fits the theme of this song. They're going to play this scale. Like Merry Xmas is a perfect example when we get there. You think they're going to play it in like the like Christmas style and they don't, but they do. And it's very weird. On the last track, they 100% just play like a remixed version of like whatever the circus song's called. Carl.
I legit think they like watched the movies and then immediately recorded them. There's a lot of references that are like pretty nails.
Yeah.
Are you done with the circus song? Were you asking me what it's called?
Yeah.
I absolutely have no idea, but I can look it up.
do you need to know?
I have the you Google. Give it a you Google.
I just thought he was gonna know off the top of his noggin.
Sorry, that's a
Oh, you mean the? Oh, I thought you meant the song on this
Ben
album.
Stiller
No, I
reference
know,
from
that
the
one's
Boss
called-
Wrong movie. Give it a you Googly. What
I
is
keep
this?
thinking The Entertainer. I know that's not it.
What is this? A book club for ants? It's called Entrance of the Gladiators. The da, 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 da,
Yeah, that
that's
one?
Entrance of the Gladiators. Yeah.
That's insane. What a bonkers name for that song.
I mean, that's like really old music.
Funny
right?
story. We every homecoming I did in college, we played "Send in the Clowns" as the homecoming music.
The hell's that one?
It's like a love song, but literally like if we didn't play it, people would request it because like they were all in on the joke. It's kind of funny.
Heck yeah. All right, you guys ready to move on to track 9?
Mm-hmm.
Freak Flag. I gave this a 7 out of 10.
Gave this a 6.5 out of 10.
Give this a 7.5.
Give this a 7. I'll
Give
get
this-
mine over with.
Go ahead. Same.
This is literally just like slightly heavier Savages. Oh, what's the movie?
He has
No
no, shot.
idea.
I didn't have a shot.
This is a weird reference.
So this is Devil's Rejects, or you may know House of a Thousand Corpses. It's the sequel. Or Devil's Rejects is the sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses, very loosely in the Rob Zombie movies.
Oh, it's a Rob Zombie movie.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I know why I haven't seen it. I was like, I feel like I know what you're talking about, but not enough. I thought it was like deep horror lore, and now that you've explained it, I feel like
No,
an
it's a
idiot.
Rob Zombie movie. So it's like if you like watching weird, gritty, fucked up shit and Rob Zombie's wife being overly sexualized, go watch it. I enjoy it. It's very corporate still though. I mean, it's got all the worst parts of Savages still, but it kind of fixed some of it. I don't know. It's not a terrible song. It's not like I'm not putting this album on and going right to this song, you know?
No. Actually, I feel like I skipped this one most of the time.
See, I think I just run this entire album all the way through.
Well, if I'm
Every
doing that, I
time.
won't. But if I'm making a playlist of songs off this album, this one's
Oh.
probably not making the cut.
Hell no,
So
this
the-
nor Savages.
That's funny. I actually really liked this one. This one kind of reminded me a lot of Linkin Park with the chord changes and the vocal line. And I really liked that they gave me a buffalo at the end. So like the really funny like you just hear the chorus like come in softly, and then the second bar they hit it super hard. That's one of my favorite tricks. It's like pulling the rug out from people. I like it better if something enters on 2 rather than 1. So it's like it comes in the wrong spot and it catches everybody off guard. But the second bar is good too. Buffaloes are my favorite.
For me, my thumbs up is just because this one comes and goes. It's all right. It's right there. It's okay.
Oh, yo, Alex is here. What's up, man? What's up, brother, man? All right. Yeah, I think, honestly, House of a Thousand Corpses, underappreciated movie, as is Devil's Rejects. I think they're very hard to watch, though. They're very gritty, and the subject matter is not exactly pleasing, and Rob Zombie doesn't exactly give a shit. Have you guys seen any of his movies?
I don't think
I
so.
don't know if I have.
He
I've
did,
seen
like 2 of the Halloweens, Lords of Salem, 31, The Munsters.
I have not watched that yet, but I think I am contractually obligated to.
Yeah.
Do you know Rob Zombie?
What?
What? Did you say Rob Zombie did the Munsters? Did I check out?
Yeah.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
He did one in like 2021 or
Oh,
something.
Yep.
okay, the remake. Okay.
Oh man, I am like a massive Rob Zombie fan. I don't know why, but I am.
Dude, we need to play Rock of the Dead then. Have you ever heard of that game? Rock of the Dead is a game where you hunt zombies using Guitar Hero controllers, and the whole thing is to a Rob Zombie backdrop, and Neil Patrick Harris is the narrator.
That sounds awesome.
I need this in my life right now.
Yeah, we have to find an Xbox 360. 'cause
I
it's
have
only-
an Xbox 360.
Do you have Guitar Hero controllers?
I do have Guitar Hero controllers.
Okay, it's a single player, but I can bring it over whenever you want. It's a rare as shit game, but it's super fun.
Oh
I want
my-
to try this game.
Speaking of rare shit games, I don't know why I just thought of this. Lollipop Chainsaw just got a remake
Oh, cool.
or a remaster. Apparently, it's fucking terrible.
Oh, never mind.
Like they just spent. Well, it's because it wasn't a full developer game. It was just like a couple guys in their free time. Back from our tangent, I guess. On to track 10, the shit track. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. The World in My Hands. Gave it a 6.5.
Gave it oh shit. What am I doing? Gave it a 7 out of 10.
I also gave it a 6.5.
I give it a 7.
We were pretty consistent here, boys.
See, this one it's good.
Wait.
But what?
Can I guess this movie?
Oh yeah, go for it. What I was gonna say had nothing to do
Okay.
with it.
Edward Scissorhands, right?
Yep.
Okay.
See, this one's good, but this is the point in the album that I was talking about earlier, where the fatigue really started to hit. It's just sitting here listening to it, and I'm like, this one's fine on its own, but in the context of the album, it's just not hitting right now. And that's really like, I don't have anything against this song. I think it's good, and I've listened to it outside of this album a good couple of times, but today it was not it.
I don't know why, but the guitar riff in this song reminds me of my own, like, Worst Summer or whatever, the Shove It. I don't know. It's a Deftones song. Carl knows what I'm talking about. And the guitar riff in this was pretty similar. And then I was like, oh, man. So it's like the whole vibe of the song. It really feels like they kind of threw a Deftones song onto an Ice and Kill song. I mean, it's a good song. I like it. It felt out of place a little here. Also, Edward Scissorhands is not a horror movie in one way or
No,
another.
and that's what kind of threw me off here, because I did not get what it was at its. Oh no!
They can't hear it through the mic. It's just loud as fuck.
I think it stopped blowing smoke.
It's probably out.
But it threw me off a little bit because I was expecting a horror movie. I got Edward Scissorhands, and I really like that. I like that movie. I like that story, and I think like the story told here is really nice. But it kind of detracted from the album a little bit for me. I just didn't like it as much alongside the others. I feel like if I listened to this as a single, it would be better.
I pretty much agree with that on the whole album. I think everything on this album is better as a single, but I'll talk about that later. It's had a good vibe. This felt generic, and I think maybe it's because it sounded like the Deftones. That might be it. And it's not that would have been generic at the time. It's that that's generic now, thanks to
The Deftones,
the
being
Deftones
popular
coming
again.
back. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't dislike it. I think I would rather take it off of this album and just make it 12 tracks. It's really sucky because there is 13 tracks, and it just bugs me a little bit.
Well, it's probably Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it makes sense, but I would rather the record be 6 and 6 instead of 6 and 7. It just bugs me. Anyway, let's move on to track 11, Merry Xmas. Give this a 7 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10.
I gave this a 6.
7.
Damn. I love the TV sample in the middle of this. I think that was like the best part of this song. I thought it was so cool. It was inventive. It was just a fun way to be there. This song truly reminds me of Christmas time. This is my Christmas song of choice, right behind Christmas in Hollis. And I think that it just does like what I said earlier. It hits the right Christmas vibe without doing what we've heard before a million times over.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I think the Christmas stuff in there is really neat. But like I said with the last track, how it felt like it needed to be a single. This one really feels like it needs to be a single. This one just doesn't exactly fit.
You know,
With the I think it's a horror movie. I don't know.
It is.
So I haven't seen it if it is one.
this one is Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
This really could genuinely be insert any Christmas horror movie. They all have almost the
That's
exact
true.
same plot minus Krampus.
Yeah, but there's
That-
only one. This is kind of the only one.
No, dude,
worth
Die
watching.
Hard doesn't have the same.
Santa's Sleigh was pretty good.
I don't
I
think
haven't
Die
seen
Hard
that.
is a Christmas horror movie.
Die Hard's a Christmas
Die Hard
horror
is a
movie.
not-
Christmas movie. It's not a
It's a
Christmas
movie, it's
horror
not a Christmas
movie.
horror movie. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Bruce Willis's head and me don't get along.
What? Did you lick it?
No, it just scares me.
Carson, I kind of want to disagree with what you said. I think it belongs here to break up the
Monotony?
Yeah. If it was a song or two back, I think it would have done it way better, though. Because I was getting the fatigue in the last song. If you switch these two, that one might have had a better shot. Because I think this does a really good job of breaking
I
stuff
could
up.
definitely see that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. I still gave it a 7. I still thought it was a pretty good song.
Mhm.
It's just, for me.
So I'll go ahead and explain that I'm a Scrooge and I hate Christmas except for like one day before Christmas. It like completely rubs me the wrong way at all times. And literally my notes just says, why Christmas? And I tried to give it as good a score as I can.
I think honestly, it's because the B-sides are supposed to be the lessers. In my opinion, I would have said that, except for then The Shining and Jaws are in there. But everything else is kind of like lesser loved to the day stuff, minus unless it was recorded as it came out. If it was recorded about the miniseries, it didn't get love for a long ass time. But yeah.
We're talking about it like he doesn't know. Like
I know
Carson
that the
isn't going to
last
guess
song-
that one.
Oh yeah, I know that. But I'm just saying, it's like everything on the B sides of this is kind of just like genuinely B side horror.
Yeah.
Like how many Jaws is like kind of the exception to that. Even The Shining is like objectively B side horror by like today's standards.
I think a lot of people like.
A lot of people would disagree with that, but I'm right. It's good movie, but it's long as fuck. It gets a little boring for a little bit. The book is way fucking better.
The book is always better.
That's so true.
That's
But
just the trend of life.
but that is a case where so much got missed from the book.
I don't know. I feel like the stuff that they cut out of the It book is pretty good.
No, that's very true.
Well, it makes two good movies. I mean, it's two good movies. It's not
It's one pretty good movie and one kind of mid movie, but
Well, but that's how the book is laid out too, though. Like the whole like second half of the book is the whole second movie. I mean, and it really, when you're reading the book, feels like it's taking forever, just like that.
You
movie
know
does.
why though, right? It's because that was like I can't remember if that was peak cocaine era or like coming down off of cocaine era of Stephen King. So he probably had like half of the book in mind, and then was like, "Oh shit, I need to finish this."
I think half of it was written on coke, aka the children half, and
Yeah,
the other
exactly.
half was not, aka
Child
the
orgy
long,
half.
boring half.
But no, as far as The Shining goes, I think cutting out a lot of the stuff that shows why Jack is going insane was a stylistic choice that Stanley Kubrick should not have made.
I don't know, man. Sometimes people are crazy. You don't need to know why.
oh, he's crazy. Have you seen any of the like behind the scenes footage of The Shining?
Oh, it's
He's
awful.
a fucking nut job in that on set.
I haven't seen any of that. You guys
He's
are gonna
going,
have to show
he's
me.
going nuts.
Stanley Kubrick and Jack Nicholson were both certified nut houses on that. Shelley Duvall, like, did she quit acting after that movie or like
Something like
almost quit acting? It was
I
just
feel like
bad.
she almost walked out of that movie.
Yeah, they also
I
kid.
think they hated her.
I think it was the kid who played Danny from that movie quit acting after he found out that the movie was a horror film because they hid it from him the whole time.
That's a stupid reason.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, if you're done acting, and you need a fake excuse to be done acting,
That's
I guess that's a fair one to have.
so true. I think we filled enough time now to move on to track number 12, Love Bites. I gave this an 8 out of 10.
Give this a 7 out of 10.
I gave this an 8.
I also give this an 8.
What movie is it?
Okay. Werewolf in London. I think that's a horror movie,
You're
right?
missing one word.
I give it to him.
Hold
It's
on.
fine.
Oh, wait.
He's technically missing 2. It's,
Oh, you're right. It is. It is very specifically 2.
yeah.
What?
Is it like The Lonely Wolf in London or some shit like
No.
that?
And an American Wolf.
Oh, I
And
didn't-
it is
An
very
American Wolf in
specifically
London.
An American Werewolf in London, because American Werewolf in London is a song.
Wolves of London, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have the Anne either.
I don't either, but I know that is the title.
I have just heard of that one. I have not seen it.
It's very, I think it was, it's very highly regarded for the wolf transformation scene. I
I think it has like really early CG in it. I think that's why it's important.
thought it was practical. For
Maybe,
American.
no, that's what it is. Yeah, it has really,
Really
good
good
practical effects. Sorry,
practical.
it's known for the effects. Yeah.
I like it. I don't own it because it was really expensive. It was out of print for a while. I think it's back.
Cool.
So on the song, it was slow, and that always loses a little bit for me. But I did really like the guest vocal, and I wrote, was this anybody's top song, or was this in anybody's top 3?
No.
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 Weird. I put this was probably the best song on the album. Like as far for like most people, I thought this would be a good way to start into the band, or just if someone was like, "What do you know? What should I listen to off this album?" For whatever reason, I wrote down that was this one, so I thought it might be like everyone's top.
I could kind of see that. The guest vocal was really nice here, and it's a slower one. It's not as like screamy in your face, you know. So this could really ease somebody into Ice Nine Kills. I really dig this song. I like the chorus a lot.
Despite my lower score, I do really like this song. The guest vocal kills it. But in the context of the album, it's a little bit out of place because we've had toned back songs. You've had which one was the like rock song? Blanking on it. I think it was
freaking
A Grave
the
Mistake.
Crow one, yeah.
You've done it like that, and then this is just completely the opposite of most songs on this album. I just kind of forget this one's there a lot of the time. It's good though. I do like this song a lot.
Yeah, I like this song. I said that it reminded me of Smashing Pumpkins. I was like, that was just the vibe I had. Felt great. I love the feature. Going nuts. American Werewolf in London. Good movie. Good song. Good choice. Yeah. I think I did say that I think this is a good wind down song. And then
It's a
they
good
kind of
wind-up.
flopped
I was gonna
because
say
they
that.
didn't. It feels like this was supposed to be the ending, and then the next track was a lopped on track. Kind of in hindsight, and Mary Axmis just then looks out of place.
No, I thought most of the album looked out of place, especially the back half.
Yeah, this is definitely like a greatest hits album. They're like, here's a bunch of horror movies and songs,
Put all the names into a hat and pull them out one at a time.
pretty much.
Just wait till the second one.
The second one. Yeah. All right. Let's go on to track 13. It is the end. I gave this. I didn't rate this out of 10. Apparently. We'll go ahead and give it a 7.
I give this song a 9 out of 10.
6.5.
I also gave it a 6.5.
9.
I'll defend. It's the ending of this song. The ending of the song fucks.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The intro is a little bit long, I will say. But the ending is a banger. I don't care. I'll stand on that 9. I'll die on that hill.
Feel free to. I find the gladiatorial march going on, I find it annoying as hell. I don't know. It's just that. Ugh, God, get it out of your voice, bro. Do it with something else. Do it with an instrument, please.
I literally wrote, "Wow, this is so cheesy," but so is a lot of the source material. I mean, a lot of parts of it are very much that kind of over the top cheesy.
Parts
Thing.
of it, get it?
Yes, that's what. Yeah, both ways work that way. What was I going to complain about? Oh, I was going to say I gave it a little higher score just because it was the end. I was kind of happy. that it finally like trailed.
Hey,
off
at
a little
least
bit.
it's a truthful track, you know?
Yeah. My I feel like my most notable note about the song was in the intro. He sounded like Josh Gad, and now every time you listen to the song, you're only gonna hear that.
What's your least notable note? If that was your most notable note.
That I enjoyed the breakdowns a lot.
There's a lot of really good breakdowns on this album.
Yeah.
It does make me kind of want to like punch a wall or like scream at children in the mall. I don't know.
Yeah, like spin in a circle or shit.
Or,
Kick
like,
a toddler.
join the Marines. I don't know. Something.
Drive a Camaro.
Yeah, drive
Turn
a
into
V6 Camaro.
Daredevil dog.
All right, let's move on to pacing. I gave this a 9 out of 10.
Gave it an 8 out of 10.
4.
I actually also rated it low. 6.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, please.
I think I would love this if it was just a bunch of singles. I think this is not necessarily my strongest genre, and I was definitely sick this morning when I listened to it, so it kind of rattled my head a little bit. But it didn't feel like any of it went together. I felt like since they were weaving individual stories without any sort of tying cloth, it doesn't feel like episodes of The Twilight Zone to me. It feels like a bunch of singles on a compilation, maybe not an album. So
Cloth.
as a compilation, I would give this a lot higher score, but not as an album.
I kind of agree with you there, but for me, it was specifically towards the end. I really felt like it had strong pacing in that front half, but I felt like it kind of fell apart once we got to the back half.
That's
I
definitely
just
true.
felt like it wasn't nearly as well paced. It didn't relate really. Like I felt at the end there, a couple of the songs were just veering out of genre a little bit.
I also thought that, but I also didn't have the same thoughts about the Christmas one that you did. So I
Mhm.
think that might be where I saw what that could have been used for, and I think I only really had one moment on here where it messed up. But yeah, I thought it was paced decently, at least. It's got a good opening, good ending. Middle's a little bit of a mess, but it's still good.
I could complain about how it could be a bunch of singles, but then I could also tell you that this is exactly what my Saturday looks like. I'm watching horror movies all the time, and I'm grabbing random ones off the shelf. So I think that these all fit together to a degree, minus Edward Scissorhands. That's where the one point comes off. I don't get any fatigue listening to this. I immediately went from this to the second album. I was just ready to go. Like I said, I've been using this as a gym album for a while, though.
So when I tried to define the genre of this album, I literally wrote down Logan core. Because I was like, I've never heard something so pointed at someone before. I mean, I'm sure there's other horror movie buffs that are into metal, but it was a pretty serious. I was like, wow, he must have loved this.
Oh, I had a buddy come up to me. He's like, "You like horror movies, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, you listen to a lot of metal. I hear that." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, check these guys out." And I just walked in the next day. I was like, "You might be a genius." And then since then, I've been on a hunt to get more of their records, but they're always way too much for what they are. At least out in public, you have to pay the like record store tax,
Mm.
where they charge you like $6 more.
Everything's expensive in the real world, man.
It's bullshit.
That was our one small political outburst. All right.
All right, let's talk about the album art. I gave this a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I'll give it an 8.
I gave it a 10. That shit's sick as fuck. I don't care what you say. It fits with the album. It's really good art. I love, it's right back there, right? Yeah, I love the face inside the knife.
I just realized the light's
So
blurring the
fucking cool.
shit out of it. Couldn't
I
see
don't know.
it for
I
a
think it
second.
portrayed the album accurately. I don't know. I like artsy album covers typically.
Yeah, I think I just want a poster of this. I think it's sick as fuck.
I could see that.
Mm.
It'd make a cool movie poster. I mean, this will do what it is.
I bet there are movie posters of this one and the second one. I bet we could.
I
make that
didn't see
happen.
one on their website. I was looking.
Nah, this is gonna be like a Etsy thing or like a Red Bubble or
Yeah,
something.
I'm sure Redbubble will print it. Just
Yeah.
upload it.
They do have a Terrifier poster that I think I'm going to end up buying. Because I missed out on the fucking hoodie.
You guys ever ordered a Redbubble
Yes.
poster and it come in like 420p? It's like all squares. Happens all the time. There you go. Random tangent. Don't order
Our
anything you don't know the
second
quality of the
political
picture. Dude, I get so bad when I order things like that off the internet and they come in and I'm like, this is so blurry.
My favorite thing is doing that with like t-shirts on eBay. You find like Van Halen like vintage tour t-shirts for like $5, and then you just like buy 3 of my t-shirts, get it for $10 and free shipping. I'm like, bet. This is the worst quality t-shirt you've ever had in your life. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
You literally feel like they're made of cheesecloth and spray paint. You're like, how did you even do this?
Cheesecloth and spray paint? What the fuck?
It's literally just the worst feeling shirt you've ever had. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Alrighty, are you ready to move into overall?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
I gave this a 9.5.
Gave this a 9 out of 10 overall.
I give this one a 7, and I think that's just for today, the day I listened to it.
I gave it a 9 out of 10 overall.
Look, I mean, this is made for me. This is right up my alley. I love metal. I love horror movies. It's so fun. There's, like I said, really the only complaint is get Edward Scissorhands off, throw the Scream song on in its place, or better yet, American Psycho. I think they just recently did it. Like Walking on Sunshine
There's
was
2.
considered for American Psycho, and then there's
There's 2.
another one. Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
one on the second album and then that one.
I've
I
heard that
forgot
one
about
off the
on
second album. It's really good.
It is good.
It's I believe "Hip to Be Scared" is the
Yes.
song. Yep.
But it's like, put that one on here, especially because the album itself, the vinyl is the clear with the red splatter.
That's true.
It's sick as hell.
Yeah, I fully agree. This is a super good album, and I know I had bits and portions of it there where, I felt like it detracted. But if I'm not looking at this in any sort of like, oh, I got to be critical about it mindset, if I'm just throwing this on in the background, I'll listen to this whole thing. I'll listen to this whole thing 3 or 4 times over.
You want to listen to it for 4 hours? At a
Sure,
time?
why not?
You want to listen to one song for 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
and get yelled at by me?
No.
Oh.
It was fine until they yelled at it by you, Bart.
Yeah, he's gonna listen to the same song for 4 hours, but you can't be involved.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it at home. I'm gonna listen to Goku screaming over top of that one anime music. You know the one I'm talking about.
No, the first one that came to my mind was the Deja Vu song from Initial D.
Just listen to 4 hours of that.
I would listen to 4 hours of that.
Dude, what does that get stuck in your head all the time? For me, it's the Inspector Gadget theme song. I walk around I'm like,
That one's got to be free, like copyright free by now, right?
no, probably not.
It's so
Okay,
true.
we sang different parts at different times. We're all right. No, I mean, so I kind of rated this low, but I 100% said it's just not the album for me today. That's what I put in the notes. I think if I go back and listen to it when I'm more in the mood to hear something that's mildly funny, something that's got that kind of sadistic kind of sarcasm to it, I just wasn't up for it this morning. So I think that's why it ended up where it was.
I do think today was not the day for this album, at least for me, but I've been listening to this album for a while now, so I kind of knew most of my scores before I even turned it on, so that was...
Oh, shit.
I didn't do
Sky is
nothing.
falling. The sky is falling.
Chicken little head ass. Now, I don't know. I love Ice Nine Kills. Great band. Great band.
Thank
So-
you. I appreciate you showing me them.
Why are they called that?
I have no idea.
Is there 9 of them?
No.
Do they have a flamethrower? Do they kill ice?
No.
Well, maybe they're like cold motherfuckers or something. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I am sure that there is a reason to. The same way I'm sure that there's a reason that they have a mask that they sell a thing of. That might
Well,
just be marketing.
that's I think the character from the music videos.
Yeah. I like the band a
Oh.
lot.
Okay. It comes from the fictional substance Ice Nine in Kurt Vonnegut's 1963 novel Cat's Cradle.
Oh, see, we're all simpletons. We've never read Vonnegut.
Yeah, no, that's outside my wheelhouse.
That makes sense, though. Makes sense that it's something
It's
smart.
cool. Didn't know that.
Alrighty, I think we're pretty good to wrap it. We hit the hour mark.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about hats since none of us are wearing them?
Yeah, let's talk about our album book club hats. We have more, yeah? No?
The ad read for that will be Wednesday.
Ad read for that will be Wednesday. We don't have any new
I
ads.
have to run some stuff by everybody first.
Oh. But what we do have is a regular album book club hats coming trucker cap and dad cap style, yeah?
Yep.
They're real cool. They're real down low, so if you don't want to be an absolute uber loser like the album book club, you can just show that you like records.
Go to the website. Everything's there. Probably wait till around Wednesday. There's probably going to be more stuff.
Yeah, and also like, comment, and subscribe. And if you feel like it, punch an infant.
Don't do that. Do tell Logan how bad he is for not knowing the lore on a band he loves.
That is so very true. I got way too deep into the Gorillaz shit. So then I was like, I can't do it again.
Dude, this literally one day I talked about the Gorillas once, and Logan literally for 2 hours was talking about the Gorillas extended universe timeline. And I was like, did you know it's like one dude recording this with one other guy that kind of helps sometimes? And Logan was like, no, I'm talking about the characters that are in the band. And I was like, no, Logan, I know. I was like, I've already been here for 2 hours. I know what's going on. Dude, it was amazing.
I love the Gorillaz, man.
All right. Next week, we are reviewing Apocalypticism by Moonwalker, suggested by a viewer on TikTok that I do not remember the name of. Carson, you're hosting that one.
Yay!
I know that one. That one comes on rotation every once in a while.
You're welcome.
Right after Clay Pigeons.
Steven's not here to say you're welcome, but fuck you.
Goodbye.
That's all we got.